friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maria and I'm going to be guiding you through a morning yoga flow to get you energized and start your day. This is a intermediate yoga flow. I do have a beginner yoga morning flow on my channel, but this one's going to be a little bit more fast-paced. We're not going to need any props today, just your mat. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. To start, we're going to start in mountain pose, feet hip width apart, spread through all 10 toes, ground down through all 4 corners of your feet, lift the chest, draw the shoulders down your back, tuck the tailbone a little bit, and keep a nice bend in your knees here. In the morning, our backs tend to be a little tight, so we're going to start slow, and we're going to start with a lot of knee bends this morning. So inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, bring your palms together to touch at heart center, and fold over your hips. Bend at your hips, bend your knees. Keep a little bend in your knees here. Grab opposite elbows. Start to rock a little from side to side. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Send your hips high at the sky. Find a little time to release here. Let gravity take over. Release any tension in the neck. You're going to plant your hands down. Bring your right toes to the back of the mat. Coming into a runner's lunge, knee directly over your ankle. Back thigh lifts up. Lift your chest, draw your shoulders back. Inhale, we're going to rise up into high lunge. Keep your hips where they are. Your knees still directly over your left ankle. Lift your right back thigh just a little bit. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, sink your hips a little lower. And release to the ground. We're going to switch, so send the left feet back and bring the right foot forward in between the hands. Low runner's lunge here. Inhale, lift the chest. Draw the shoulders back. Lift the left thigh up a little. Inhale, reach up into high lunge. Knee directly above your ankle here. Thigh parallel to the floor. And you're going to release. Send both feet back. Inhale, lift your hips and come into downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent here as much as you need to. Again, that low back might be a little tight, a little sensitive in the morning. Start to pedal out the feet. And then start to straighten the knees, sending the heels toward the mat, but keep a little bend in your knees here still. Push down through all 10 knuckles, especially the pointer finger, knuckle, and thumb. Rotate your biceps outward and triceps back towards the back of the room. Send your hips high to the sky. On your next inhale, you're going to drop your hips, shift forward into plank position. We're going to move through a few down dog plank vinyasa here. So inhale, bend your knees, lift your hips, coming into downward dog again. Send your heels toward the mat. And inhale, shift forward into plank. Your shoulders are directly above your wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send the hips high to the sky. Inhale, plank position. Heels directly over the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, lift your hips, coming into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you're going to come into plank again, and then shift forward on your toes, bend your elbows and lower all the way down to the ground. You're going to interlace your fingertips behind your low back, and your elbows are going to stay bent here. The tops of the feet are grounding down into the mat, into the floor. And then slowly start to lift your chest, lift your gaze, and bring your elbows toward the center of your midline. Inhale here, we're going to keep the feet on the ground for now. We're going to focus on that opening in the chest and the upper back. Draw your shoulder blades together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then slowly start to lift from the big toe side of your feet. This is going to help you keep that internal rotation coming into locust pose. pose. Lift your feet just a little and lift your chest a little bit more. Inhale, big breath in here, and exhale, release. Bring your arms down by your floating ribs, and you're going to rock back onto your toes and lift into upward facing dog. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, untuck the toes, lift the hips, returning to downward facing dog. Bend the knees here, pedal out the feet. Start to straighten the knees. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, and then start to walk the feet up to the front of the mat to meet the backs of your hands. Inhale, half lift, get long. Exhale, release the head. Inhale, circle your arms out, around, and up, coming into standing pose. Bring the palms to touch and bring the palms to heart center. We're going to move through a few sun salutations here. These are great to do in the morning. They get you energized, and they're perfect because you're saluting the sun. To start, we're going to inhale again, reach the arms up, bring the palms to touch, bend the knees, hinge over the hips, coming into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the feet, move the feet back into plank. Inhale, shift forward on the toes. Exhale, lower down halfway to chaturanga. Flip to the tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Come high on up to your toes and step your feet up to meet the backs of your hands again. Inhale, circle the arms out, around, and up. Bring the palms to touch and bring them to heart center. We're going to do this 2 more times. So inhale, circle the arms out, round and up again. Exhale, fold over your hips, bend at the hips, and bend your knees. Step your feet back or hop back. Inhale, shift forward on your toes. Exhale, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Flip onto the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift up into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here again. Walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift the arms out, around, and up. 1 more time. Palms come to heart center. Bend over the hips, bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, send the feet back into plank. Inhale, shift forward onto your toes. Exhale, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send the hips up high. Push away from the mat here. Return to your breath. Remember to slow down your breathing whenever we're coming into a rest. Bend your knees and walk your feet up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release the head, release the shoulders, release the arms to the ground. Inhale, step your feet back into plank position and send your hips back up high to the sky, coming into downward facing dog. Lift your left foot high to the sky and hollow out your belly as you bring your knee into your chest. Step that left foot forward in between your hands. You're going to pivot on the back foot and lift, coming into warrior 2. Front heel intersects the back arch. Your back foot, the outside of your back foot, is parallel to the back of the mat, so your foot is turning in just a little. Bend your knee here. Your knee tracks directly over your ankle. Make sure you can still see your big toe from where you are. The thigh is parallel to the floor or getting there. We're going to move through a few dancing warriors here. So first, bring your elbow to your knee and send your arms out to the left side of the room. Inhale, lift up, reverse warrior. Left arm comes up and above over your head. Your right arm can rest on your thigh, or you can bring it around your low back. Inhale, elbow to knee. and reverse warrior, knee to elbow, reverse warrior. One more time, knee to elbow, stay strong here, and reverse warrior. Straighten that left knee, bring your left toes in, and bring your right toes out. So we're switching to do warrior 2 on the other side. Front heel intersects the back arch. Bend your knee tracks directly over your right ankle. Thigh is as parallel to the floor as you can get it. Back leg, so your left leg, the outside of your left leg is parallel to the back of the mat. Stay strong here. Lift your arms, and we're going to do dancing warrior on this side as well. So bring your right elbow to your right knee, and bring your left arm over above your head. And reverse the warrior. Bring your right arm up above overhead. Keep that back thigh strong. Elbow to knee. Reverse warrior. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. One more time. Knee to elbow. And reverse warrior. Stay strong through that right leg. Straighten that right leg. And bring both of your feet in to face the side of the mat, so to face the one side. Your outer edges of the feet are going to be parallel to the mat. All 10 toes face forward. You're going to keep a little bend in your knees here, and your feet are more than hip width apart, so they should be about the length of one of your legs, the distance of one of your legs. Interlace the fingertips behind your back. Keep a little bend in your knees and slowly start to hinge forward so that your back is parallel to the floor. Stay here. Inhale, exhale, squeeze your shoulders down your back. And exhale to release all the way down to the ground. Let the crown of the head get heavy. Release the hands and bring your peace fingers to wrap around your toes. Keep as much bend in the knees here as you need. Pull yourself into the floor using your hands or your fingers, and feel that stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, release your head again. Pull your torso down in toward the mat. Feel that stretch in the back of your thighs. Stay grounded here through all 4 corners of your feet. Release the hands and bring the hands to the ground on the mat in front of you. Your left hand is going to come right underneath your face, and your right arm is going to rotate upward. We're going to keep that rotation in the torso. So keep your hips level, and your arm may only come to here at first, and that's okay. We're going to release as much as we can. Don't push it. Inhale, feel that twist, feel that stretch. And exhale, release. Your right hand comes to replace your left. Inhale, lift the left arm as high as you can. And this side might feel a little different. Your arm might only come to here, and that's okay. Lift your arm all the way up high to the sky, as high as you can. And exhale, release both hands to the ground. Halfway lift. And then turn your left toes to face the front of the mat again. We're going to walk your hands over to the front of the mat, framing your left foot, and then send your left foot back to the back of the mat. You're going to send the hips high to the sky, coming into downward facing dog again. Feet hip width apart. Feel the heart melt down. Ears are by your biceps. Biceps are rotating out. Inner elbows are rotating towards the front of the room. And you're grounding down through that pointer finger, knuckle, and thumb. Lift your hips high, high, high. Inhale. And exhale. Release the knees all the way to the ground, coming into a tabletop position. You can move up on your mat a little bit. Your knees are still hip width apart. Toes stay tucked under. And you're just going to lift to stand on your knees. Your hands are going to come to touch your low back, and we're going to do a prep pose for camel. So push into the low back. Feel your tailbone lengthening down. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, squeeze the shoulder blades behind your back, engage your abs. Make sure the low back is spacious here. A lot of the stretch is going to be coming from the upper back. So gaze lifts up. You're pushing your hips forward. Hips are in line with your knees. Option to release the hands to your ankles here if that's where you are. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then bring your hands back to your low back and release. Bring your hips coming down to your heels, untuck the toes. Ooh. Come back to your breath here. Focus on how energized you feel. Back bends are really energizing in the morning, so they're really good to do in the morning. Come back to your breath. Slow your breath here. I know we've been working a little bit quickly and your breath might be sped up a little. It's important to bring your attention and slow it back down. You can scoot up on your mat a little, swing your feet to the side and out in front of you. Bend your knees and plant your feet on the floor. We're going to extend the hands or the arms out parallel to the floor and try to keep them parallel to the floor as you lower all the way down to Savasana. One vertebra at a time till you're laying flat on your back. Bring your knees into your chest. We're going to do some circles. So draw some circles with your knees in a clockwise direction, using your hands to guide your knees. Feeling that massage on your low back. And reverse the circles. Bring your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg out flat on the floor. You're going to grab your left hand on your right knee and bring your right knee over to the left side of the room, coming into a supine twist. Extend your right arm out to the side and option to gaze over to the right. Feel that stretch in your shoulder, feel that stretch in your back. Inhale, return to center. Bring your left knee in and extend your right knee out or your right leg out. Bring your right hand to your left knee and bring that left knee over to the right side of the room. Extend your left arm out to the left. Option to gaze over to the left. Gaze past your fingertips. And inhale, bring your left knee back into your chest. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Squeeze. And extend your legs to lie flat on the floor. Release your arms to the ground, palms face up. Start to notice how your breath has changed. Start to notice how you're feeling since the beginning of class. Start to feel that energy from all those movements moving in and up through your body. Your legs are energized, your back is energized, your chest is shining forward. Tuck your shoulder blades under your chest, under your heart space. A few breaths here on your own before we finish practice. Breathe into your low belly. When you're ready, you bring both knees into your chest one more time. Roll over onto one side of your mat and use your top hand to help push you up. Coming into a seated position. Sitting cross-legged or whatever feels comfortable. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and then roll them back and around. Shoulders up, squeeze, 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 and then squeeze your shoulder blades back and down your back. One more time. Shoulders up to your ears and then roll them back and away. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope this flow helped energize you and get you ready to start your day. Feel free to come back to this flow whenever you need, every morning, every weekend. Thank you.